Well, hello, guys. Fancy meeting you here again. This is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on the Supernatural Show. And we're going to get right to business today and ask Miss Shannon a question, and that is what in the supernatural is going on?
Well, now that you ask, I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with what has happened in the last couple of days with the Holy Land, as I will put it. Probably going to try and use some code words, guys, so just bear with me. Um, as as you all know, on Sabbath morning and during quite a religious holiday, um, the Holy Land has been attacked by land, sea, and air. There have been many hostages taken. Lots of people have been killed. The whole world is in response, and we are on the precipice of just major change. We were already pretty much on the path to WW3, but this pretty much escalates everything exponentially. I just got word this morning that Jerusalem has even been hit. No one is injured so far out there, but they are sheltering in place. There are many hostages that have been taken and taken out, including some Americans, guys. Um, the other powers that be that started this whole thing is making threats also out here. So just be aware. But we are about to see pretty much the Holy Land being surrounded, as in the Revelations type of a thing.
Yeah, so I'm wondering how does this, what does this got to do with the supernatural? Y'all guys might be wondering. And it has everything to do with the supernatural. This is the agenda of the hidden hand.
Exactly.
The whole world, as we've all heard before, but may not really realize how true it is. The entire world is a stage, okay? And there's a hidden hand that's hanging down from above, pulling strings as to make these events. And we're talking stage as in actors. They even call themselves actors. And they control both sides of these conflicts at the top level and create this because this is a war against the world's people. And they have an agenda. Most of us are familiar with the words Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030. Part of the agenda is to solve all the climate issues of the world so that the remaining people can live in what they call peace. And they want to make sure no one's starving by getting rid of all the people who are starving. They want to make sure that there's no pollution in the rivers and in the oceans and things like this by getting rid of all the people that are consuming the products and doing all these things. It's a master plan that's been in motion now for a long time. We're talking hundreds of years that these guys have been working generation through generation. Like, for instance, Bill Gates. His father was uh, what's the word? What's the word, Shannon, that I'm looking for?
Eugenicist.
Eugenicist. That's right. Gates' father, Will I Am Gates, that happens to own something called Windows and everything related to it that we're even using right now, is is a eugenicist or eugenist, and they want to not only get rid of all the people, they want to modify transhumanist kind of agenda, the ones that are left, and reduce the population of the world. It's their world, their words. They're the ones stating it, down from 8 billion to about 500 million, because they think that, that'll be enough service people to be able to take care of doing what can't be done by robots and all these things that they're building now in this fourth industrial revolution, as they call it.
Right.
So beware, guys. We very much know that this is a controlled thing, and we want you to know that everything that's going on is controlled. Yeah, people are dying, absolutely. But if the people knew, and if the people would all wake up to this realization, they couldn't get away with this stuff. We would stop them in a day, and they know this. What were you going to say, Shannon?
Well, biblically speaking, we've been told to keep our eye on the Holy Land for the beginnings of what's playing out now. And I mean, regardless, this is definitely God's plan. Everything has to happen in order for God's plan to fully unfold. So whether or not the hidden hand is involved, which is very obvious, the hidden hand is very much involved. This is spiritually been planned for a very long time through God. And now we're here in that moment where we really got to be diligent in our faith. We really got to seek the Lord right now, because things will happen on our land. And if we don't understand that, if we don't take that into consideration, we will be just as surprised as the people out in the Holy Land were just recently.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the people are always the ones who end up getting the brunt of this. And the powers that be, they don't care about us. They are eugenicists. They want the population down so they can control us and keep us in line. And they can't do that with the mass population now. So just knowing that and knowing the things that are happening right now, make sure that you are spiritually right with Jesus. Make sure you are in repentance, that you are ready for what's to come.
And walking in faith.
And I know I've seen in visions that I've had over the years things like this happening. And I just know that it's so very important that we all get right with God and we all get ready for what's to come here.
Yeah. The days are coming. We've been, you might say, sheltered in some ways, not in all ways, for sure, here in the United States. And I know there's many of you watching this from all around the world, and I'm glad to have y'all guys here too, because I see the statistics as to where y'all guys are at, and there's viewers that watch this show in most of the countries in the entire world. The only ones I can't see, or anything that maybe slips into China and Russia's hard to see viewership, but it's there, I'm sure. But let me turn my phone down. It's I got a lot going on. Go ahead, Shannon.
The important thing to remember, guys, is not to be afraid. Just be ready, be prepared, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, as best as one can. Keep in prayer for everybody in the world right now, because we are about to see great tribulation upon the earth.
Yeah, they're see, like in the United States, I was saying we've been sheltered, but basically what we've been is set up. They've led us to believe we're the greatest nation in the world, or we're special somehow, and all these things. And maybe we are, maybe we ain't. But the point is that it's a setup, because there's going to come a day where it's going to come to our land, and it's going to be a surprise attack. Probably they'll say some rogue boomer or some people would call it a shark, or some people would call it a nuclear submarine, because that's in the cards, literally the cards. Matter of fact, these cards. Let's see here, there we go. One of you guys sent me this a few years back, and I've still got it. And this is called the Illuminati playing card game, and they literally, let's see if I can get it without messing up here. They literally put their plans on these cards, and I could go through and I could hold them up one after the other, showing you things not only happened. See, because these were printed in 1995, and literally the events in here started happening in late 1995, like the postal thing where people were going postal. It shows that in here, and I'm sure many of you remember that. But they have like the rogue boomer, the shark in the water, the nuclear sub, some say rogue captain. That's a TERR is kind of thing. They show that in the cards. They don't fail with their plans. They've made these plans. They're in place. All they're doing is maneuvering and waiting on the right celestial alignment, because that's what they're operating on, and they will make their move. And it's the date's already set, and but we need to realize that this is something where we're going to have to walk in faith. We truly are.
Amen.
You're going to have to know that you're protected and believe that you're protected, just like you believe that you can walk down a set of stairs in the dark. You know it's there. You know it, and you'll step in the dark and go down those steps, and you can't even see the steps. That's the kind of faith that you got to have. And if you have it, just the mustard seed, you'll be protected. God has shown me so many times throughout my life this protection, and I can swear on a stack of Bibles with my soul on the line that He has demonstrated to me that it is real, real.
And just remember, too, that this is a flesh suit. Our real being is spiritual. Our soul is what's most important. So no matter what happens to this flesh, that it's nothing in comparison to what our soul is going to experience. So just remember, our soul is eternal. There should not be any fear of what happens to our flesh suit here in this world. I know that's easier said than done, but just know that, and that no matter what, it's going to be okay.
We're not supposed to fear the loss of this life. We're supposed to fear the loss of our second life, which is the one that Shannon is referring to. And let's just say this. Let's say something happens in your city and there's all these things going on, and people are going to be hiding in their homes, because that's one, they've been taught to do that. They're going to be hiding in their homes, and they're going to be terribly fearful of any and everything, and there's going to be bad things going on outside. But you, the one with the faith, can do what they need to do. They can go and do what they need to do, and you will be protected because they'll be blinded. You can pray for that. I have, and I've seen it work. They'll be blinded, and they won't even see you or notice you, and you'll just go on about what you're doing, and will not be harmed. And no army will come up against you, because you're the ones that have the faith. And if you haven't found that faith yet, you need to pray for it. You need to ask for it. And you need to ask Father to please demonstrate it for you, because He can. I've had a dozen cops come in a building that was no bigger than 1,200 square feet, a restaurant, come in trying to look and arrest me, and they couldn't see me. I walked right out, walked right by them, and no one in the building even seen me leave. and I'm 6'2", near 300 pounds, long hair, ugly, and everything else. And they literally could not see me. They were blinded. And so, and that's not the only time that God has proved to me the protection that can be upon you. And so, with that being said, guys, we're gonna go ahead and start moving on into the rest of the show because y'all guys are important as well. And today we've got a supernatural story by Cassandra R that we're going to tell, and it's about supernatural happenings in her home. So I'm going to be reading that here in just a little bit. And I also wanted to let y'all guys know that, of course, most of you know that we have a website. It's called TheSupernatural.Show, the name of this show. TheSupernatural.Show, not .com, but .show. If you go there, and if you've been considering joining and becoming a member, because normally a membership costs $3.99 a month. What I've done is I've set it up so that there's a coupon code right there. That's one at the very end. It says 75% off 3 months, $6.52. That's the coupon code to be able to get 75% off of the first 3 months, which are $3.99 normally, but you're going to get it for like $1, less than $1, like 99 cents or something like that. And so if it ain't worth $1 when you get in there and you say, oh, this ain't worth it, then just all you got to do is go in there, go in your membership area, which you'll see, and click cancel. And as simple as that. But I believe once y'all guys try the website out and realize that your like-minded brothers and sisters are there, those of you out there that feel like you're alone and you don't have nobody to talk to, they're here. I built the website for you. I'm going to show you some things here in a few minutes too about that. Show you a few places, some new areas of the website that I've built, so when you become a member, you'll be able to see it. So let me pull up my shared screen here, where I can show you a couple of things. This is the homepage, of course, of the website with some interesting videos here. If you haven't seen them, check them out. But if you come here to the website and you're thinking, okay, let me figure out how to sign up, this button right here, the one that's turning orange when I touch it there, okay, this button, if you click that, it'll bring you to this page. And my chat's popping up. Oh, man, come on. I wonder why that's doing that. That's kind of strange. Anyways, we'll leave that alone for now. But if you look right here, it gives you complete details in detail. Really, it's actually very simple to sign up for the website, but I wrote it out in detail just in case anybody that's having a hard time with technology and understanding how to do it. This is exact details as to how to sign up for the website, what your options are, explaining what those options are, and so on for you to be able to sign up. So if you signed up before and you got confused and lost and don't know how you still didn't get access to all the pages, then go back here and figure out where it is that you possibly left off, which I'm imagine you left off at option 1, or step 1, and didn't complete step 2. Okay. So check that out. And I wanted to show also, and I don't understand why my chat thing is not wanting to close down like it normally does. I don't know if I need to refresh my browser or what, but let's go on over here. I wanted to show you. Too many Christmas, really?
Oh, technically.
Always something.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, I created what's called the People's Library. And I just put this up yesterday. But what it is, it's a library where you can go and add files that you want to share with the world, whether it's a PDF book, like I created a file here, and you can create files. You can come here and do a new folder, or you can click inside of a folder, like here, for instance, and it brings up, like I've uploaded complete book of, it's a PDF book of the Book of Enoch, and of course the King James version of the Holy Bible is here, and you can open that, and it's a PDF. You can download it, and you can also yourself add files to these folders, and you can create your own folders for your own subject matter that you feel you want people to know about. And you can come here and just click on new folder, and it'll pop up and give you the option to add a new folder and type in the name of it, and then you can start adding files. This is the People's Library. That's what I'm saying about how this website is being built for y'all guys. You see all these pages over here? Those are all pages you'll have access to when you sign up to be a member. When you first come here, you won't see all those pages. But once you click on that little banner I showed you from the homepage there and become a member, you'll be able to have access to those things. All right, now let's see here. There was one or two other things I want to mention real quick, and then we're going to move on to Cassandra's story about the supernatural happenings in her home. So we'll be doing that here in just a moment. So, like I said, here's your promo code again to be able to get access to the website for the first 3 months. It's going to be like $1 a month. And if you don't like it, you can then cancel. If you do like it, it'll go to $3.99 on the 4th month. Okay. We are going to do a giveaway today as well, and I'm going to go over that here in just a second. And all it matters is that you simply make a comment in this video, which is already quite a few entries as I can see. You just simply make any comment on any live platform anywhere, and it should count you, hopefully. I know it's working a lot better than it was. So we're going to do that, and we're going to give away a 1 month Beyond the Veil test drive is what we're going to give away, which means it's a subsection on the website where I load and create content of me working and doing research and showing you what my plans are and how I'm building the website and literally doing some of the work and just showing you everything on the inside workings of what I'm doing, as well as meeting with Shannon and other researchers and going through and doing investigation work that ultimately gets put into videos and other things that we do. So you're going to have a chance at that drawing here in just a little bit by simply just making a comment. And normally the Beyond the Veil, if you want a test drive of it for 1 month, it's $14. Or you can sign up for it on a monthly basis, and Beyond the Veil is $10. But we're going to give away one of them for a 1 month test drive here in just a moment. And when we give it away, what we're going to do this time is we're going to give you a phone number for the winner, just the winner, to call me on. And it's a Google Voice number where you'll be able to call me and I'll be able to talk to you. But it's not a phone number for any and everybody just to be calling, because I don't answer that phone unless I'm doing something like this. So, and let's see here. Oh, also one last thing, and then we're going to move on to our story by Cassandra. And that one last thing is that we're doing a little promo spot, and we're going to try to keep it very short. Let me share my screen back again. And that is we're doing a 10% off of this heavy knit hoodie jacket kind of thing, a hoodie jacket. And it's got the Supernatural.Show logo on the front chest there. And that's all the promo stuff it has on it. But it does help us by supporting us by grabbing your jacket with a legitimate brand. I mean, instead of Nike or any other Greek god out there, that like Amazon, that's a Greek god. Nike's a Greek god. Adidas is a Greek god. All those Greek gods, instead of promoting their brand, you can promote the Supernatural.Show. And we also have another brand on a lot of the products on the website that is called JC888, which stands for Jesus Christ and Jesus' number, 888. So, and if you're interested in that jacket, that's your coupon code there, 10% off hoodie 685. And I'll show it one more time before the show's up. All right. So now let's get to Cassandra R's supernatural story. And what's really cool about this is for me at least, is that Cassandra is a member of the website, and she's also a member of the Beyond the Veil area of the website. So she's both, and I greatly appreciate that, Cassandra. It really helps to support the work that we're doing, because running this website and just living ain't free, and I appreciate your support. So let's get into reading it. We're going to have you read some of these sometime, Shannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. One day we'll get it all figured out and have a plan.
Just real quick before you start in, I've noticed a few comments of, some people dealing with sickness, and I've just been dealing with that for the last couple weeks myself. And God really put on my heart to get my house in order. So I've been diligently cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. I still got a lot more to clean, but that might help clear out some of your sickness. Plus spiritually, it's good to get your house in order and get clean. So just wanted to throw that out there for you guys.
It does feel good to have a clean house. Like if you have a car you've had for a while and you clean it real good and spit shined up, it just feels like another new car. You're happy to drive it again. I've experienced that myself. All right, so Cassandra, we're going to read your story, my sister, and thank you for sending it in. And hopefully I'll do it justice and being able to read it. And I'm looking up because that's where my second screen is at. It's right above me right here, where I can see it a little better. All right. Cassandra R. She says, well, matter of fact, I can go ahead and update this now to say yes. That's been read live. All right. So she says, I was born in Dumas, Texas. I bet some people say that wrong, but Dumas, Texas, but have lived in more than a few cities, towns, and states. And is someone calling my Google Voice? Haven't even shown the number. Don't call the Google Voice number. I can't answer all those phone calls. I'd be on the phone all day. All right. So I've lived in more than a few cities and towns and states. Sunray, Dumas, Houston, Amarillo, Medina, Kerrville, San Antonio, and Austin, Texas. Safety Harbor, Staten Island, New York, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Bethany, and Woodbury, Connecticut, and Woodinville in Monroe, Washington. I've had several prophetic, I can never say that right, prophetic dreams and supernatural experiences in the places where I've lived. But the most numerous and significant supernatural experiences have happened in Washington State. I had moved to Washington from Connecticut after a divorce to be close to my family and all who lived on the West Coast now. I moved back home to my mom's house in Woodinville, Washington to heal and get back on my feet again, so to speak. This house had so much supernatural activity. There was a smoke detector that would beep often, of which we discovered had no battery in it, nor was it hardwired into the house. Another constant thing that would happen was a ceiling fan in the entry that would just come on by itself all the time. You could turn it off and walk out into another room and come back, and it would be on again. We investigated, trying to find a logical reason for it all, to no avail. I also experienced what I describe as a vortex in the kitchen area on several occasions. I felt like my feet were being tugged down when I would walk in there, like the floor and my feet were magnetized or something. I felt tension between the floor and my feet. It was hard to move as my feet were being pulled to the floor when I would walk. One day I was walking in the upstairs hall of my bedroom to the bathroom and heard a sudden thump as I entered the bathroom. I looked back into the hall to see what it was I heard, and a picture of me and my siblings was laying on the floor. I picked it up to put it back on the wall. I picked it up to put it back on the wall. I hadn't touched it when passing, and it literally had to have lifted off the nail to come off. It had flown off the wall and would have hit me if I had walked even just a bit slower. But the most interesting supernatural experience happened super early in the AM, maybe midnight or a little later in the morning. I was lying in bed and started hearing drums, and I thought, is there a school close by and a band practicing going on? I was thinking this before I realized what time it was. I started to really listen, trying to figure out what I was hearing. As I continued to listen, the drum sound continued. The drums sounded very like, pow wow like. And then I began hearing people talking, but I couldn't make out what was being said. The voices sounded like people were talking in a foreign language, and it continued on for some time, but feeling no danger, I went to sleep. A few days later, I was thinking again about it and started to tell my mother and learned she also had heard the drums and wondered what she was hearing. As I began to tell her about the account, she literally finished my sentence before I could say drums. I think maybe it was a native springtime ceremony, a residual energy or something like that, and was happy my mother had heard it as well. Confirmation is very settling. She said the house had always had supernatural activity since she had moved into it and was happy to move into another area and house. When it sold, I said, "Oh, I think they are going to love that house." She replied, "You really think so?" LOL. Cassandra R.
Love the sarcasm in that.
Right. I think they're going to really love this house.
Right.
Yeah,
Sounds like its own band.
I know. I know from some of the things you've told me, Shannon, you've had supernatural things happening within your house. And I'm sure many of you guys that are listening right now and watch this later will have had many supernatural things happen within your house. And I know I have. I've had the lights turning on and off. I've had a wedding photo from my ex-wife stand up off the hearth, go literally was leaning back on the stand, it goes and exploded on the floor because well we were going through a divorce, and I don't think her father was very happy about that because he had passed not too long before. I'd go in the garage during the same period, and the lights on her car would be flashing on and off, on and off, on and off. And the light switches in the house. This was a brand new $500,000 house back in the day when I was in real estate. Lights wouldn't work. Um, just all kinds of weird things happen. And that's back then. Now, in the last 2 years, oh my gosh, so many things. I would take, I would go and take, I had a hummingbird feeder, and I would put that. Now I know really they don't, shouldn't do this, but I put that red food coloring and some sugar water kind of stuff and put it up for the hummingbirds, so they'd come up and get a little sip. And I'd put some up there, and it was stayed in there a long time, and it was red, and everything was normal. And the one time I refilled it again and put it up there, and the next day I come out and it's turned white, and I'm like, why is the hummingbird feeder all of a sudden white? So I took it, I poured it out, put some more in there, hung it back up, come back the next day, and it's white again. And I'm like, okay, that was weird, but no big deal. Around the same time, This was a enclosed back porch. It was all screened in. There was screened area. There was no way for nothing to possibly get in because, trust me, I checked, and I'll tell you why. I would come out in the morning time, come down and go out on the back porch area, and there would be a bird in there, and he would be chirping away, chirping away, and I'm like, okay. So I open the door, leave the screen door open so he can get out, and he ended up getting out. Next morning, come back down, he's in there again. So I open the door again, leave it open for him to get out. I come back down, I double check everything, make sure there's no way no bird's gonna get in here the next day. I made sure everything, there was no chance of anything getting in. No cracks around the floor, no tears in the screen, no nothing. Come back down about 2 days later, he's back in there again. It literally happened like 5 or 6, almost days in a row. Not wasn't quite in a row, but it was over about a 2-week period. It happened like 5 or 6 times. Where over and over this bird would show up on my porch. And then I had a case where I had a glass that was a crystal glass, and it was sitting in my kitchen, sitting on the counter, just sitting on the counter, and there was a couple of shelves up above it, behind it. The glass is sitting there. I'm out back. I come in, and the glass, which was crystal, had exploded. Now, it didn't fall off of anything and break. It didn't fall on the floor and shatter on the floor. It exploded right where it sit, and there was glass shards up on the shelves up above where it had blew up. That's why I say exploded, meaning outward. And there was literally, just glass shards everywhere. And at the time, I didn't realize that sometimes these things can be trying to tell you something. You have to analyze sometimes when these things are happening to realize why. For instance, another place I was staying at, I would, on several occasions, went to the front door to go out the front door and go to step out the front door, and there would be laying a snake right there. A snake at the front door. That happened 3 times at this one house about 2, 3 years ago. And the area had snakes, but they were laying at the front door. And these snakes that were laying at the front door, well, I know some of you say don't kill poor snake, but I ain't dealing with a snake at my front door. And I disposed of the snake, or snakes. And they were different kinds of snakes. And 2 of them were poisonous. One was not, and I just let him go. But the 2 poisonous ones, I'm sorry, they had to go. The serpents had to go. But I didn't realize at that time either what it was trying to tell me, because they were attracted to something that someone who was staying with me at that time had.
Well, and that's a very interesting thing to note too, is the discernment, because a lot of these supernatural things happen in our homes, and some, yes, are demonic, and then some are angelic trying to tell you something. And trying to get that discernment. I mean, a lot of the times it can be kind of obvious if it's trying to warn you of something, flashes of light, certain things, warnings of certain types, or pay attention. It's usually not a scary thing, but demonic stuff can be frightening and used to frighten you. So having the discernment of what type of activity in your home is very important. Because the spiritual world, there's your angels that are trying to tell you stuff too all the time. It's not always 100% demonic. You got to really try and take in and discern what this stuff is happening in your environment.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask a question to everybody that's watching. Let's say you had someone in your house that was staying there temporarily or whatever, and let's say they had witches potions that they were messing with, and they were doing black magic, and they had witches potions. Would you think that you may something could possibly try to warn you about this? Would you think that maybe even it would attract dark entity or dark energy or attract serpents? Um, but now let me put a twist on this. What is pharmakia? Right? What's pharmakia, Shannon?
That would be sorcery.
Mm-hmm.
Witchcraft.
Yes, sorcery, witchcraft, potions, and it's funny how the name pharmakia sounds just like pharmacy. It is because a lot, and you're gonna have to face the facts, folks. I know that you don't like. Um, some people will say it ain't my medicine, but I'm telling you, pharmakia is witches' potions. It says it in the Bible, and it is. And yeah, you say, well, there's some things that can be good for you, like an antibiotic if you get an infection, and absolutely. But there are other potions that aren't meant to help you. They're meant to hurt you. They may be meant to treat a symptom, and yet there's there's a hidden hand in the potion that's going to cause you to have other ailments or illnesses or even death
Or dependency.
or dependency, to destroy your life, to put you in a prison. Because when you're dependent on something, depending on what it is, you're in a form of a prison. Let's say you had to have a certain pharmakia and you had to have it every day, and something other happened and you needed to get away from the city, or you didn't want to be where you're at anymore, but you can't go because you're in the prison of pharmakia. You got to keep going to the doctor. You got to keep, the one that wears the white jacket, like the white horse, and you got to keep going and getting those things because the withdrawal from it is terrible on some of these things. Even if it's not, painkillers and such like that, it can be even just a blood pressure medicine or any things like that.
And I can
It's
attest
very
to
difficult to stop those.
that. Right. I can attest to that because I almost died because of things like that. It's shutting down my respiratory system, and that the pharmakia is very evil. And if it wasn't for Jesus helping me to get off of everything, and let's just put it this way, I was in a car accident and then I had 2 botched surgeries. My spine is a mess, my nerves are a mess. I was in horrific pain, but the pharmakia they had me on not only made my pain a million times worse coming down off of the pills, but literally almost took my life 4 times in 1 year. And it was the most horrific experience getting off of it. It literally kills people in their sleep. This stuff is no joke, and so many people are dependent on it throughout the world, but especially here in this Western world.
And
It's a huge epidemic.
and understand, guys, this isn't judgment.
No.
Okay, this is me as your brother telling you the things I should tell you. You want to know the truth. That's why you came here. So I have to tell you the truth. You see, I've experienced these things in my life as well. I've made these same mistakes. There's nothing on here that I'm going to talk to you about probably that I haven't fallen into that hole. So this isn't judgment. This is me doing my job that I was put here to do.
Right.
And
And
why you're willing to listen to me, because I'll tell you the truth even if you don't want to hear it.
I didn't think that I could function without that stuff. But it turns out that I can live a much more effective, healthier life than ever, and my pain is manageable through natural means. So it's not the, they really try to make you feel like you have to have this in order to function sometimes. And I promise you, if you put faith in God, put faith in Jesus, He will help you get through your pain, help you get through your ailments. And, we've all probably been there when it comes to that kind of thing. So, and just to let you know I keep looking over, but I'm checking updates on things going on. So don't mind me, guys. I'm just kind of keeping an eye on things here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyways, we kind of got into all of that, talking about the supernatural happenings in the home and knowing that sometimes it's warnings, from the other side of the veil. There's things that are down here with us and you can't see them because they're across the veil. Rarely do we get a glimpse of the angels and the things that God put here. But uh, I want to thank Cassandra R. for her supernatural story today. I appreciate you, and thank you for being a member of the website. And I hope y'all guys take advantage of becoming a member of the website as well with using that coupon code, the one on the far right of your screen there, that's 75% off, just like it's written there. If you use that, you'll be able to get, basically it'll be $1 a month for the first 3 months, and then you can decide, hey, do I like this website? Is this my home? Is this where my brothers and sisters are at? Did Daniel build me a good place to be and be able to share and not be censored and talk to other like-minded brothers and sisters? That'll be for you to decide, but it's there for you. And also, of course, like I mentioned earlier, there's the hoodie, which I have a promo code on that for you to get 10% off the price that's on the website. So, and it's branded on the left chest with a little small logo that says The Supernatural Show for a little support. Plus, hey, it's fall coming into winter. We all need coats. And if you need one that's not branded with fallen Greek gods and mythical beings and things like that, like Adidas and Nike and all that, buy one that's branded with something legitimate. I think my brand's legitimate, and at least you're not promoting some fallen god, you know. So, with all that being said, like I said earlier, we're doing a drawing today. Let me pull up my little thing, and we got quite a few entries so far. That's good. Let me pull my screen back up here again if I can. Here we go. Yeah, we're doing the drawing today, and let's see. I think I have a little button for that. Yeah. It's for a 1 month free membership to the Beyond the Veil club that's on the website. That's normally $10 a month. This will give you 1 month to go in there and check it out and see if I am indeed putting up content on the other side of the veil that you find interesting and that is worth supporting what we're doing here. And of course, most of y'all guys know that this is not the only work that I do. I also have my other channel called Logic Before Authority, where most of you came from probably. And yes, I'm still working on the videos over there. I'm going to be releasing another further decode of the iPick Goat series in the coming days here. So that I'm still working on. So I'll be doing that. Now what we're going to do is whoever wins this, because we're going to do the drawing here in just a moment, and whoever wins it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a number on the screen, a number for you to call. And I don't have that ringer set, so it'll ring normally where I can hear it. But for about 15 minutes after the show, when we are not live anymore, I will have the ringer on, and I will answer your phone call if you will call the number that I'm going to give you here in just a moment. And let me see if there was anything else I wanted to cover here. Oh yeah. Don't forget, you have your hearts on the website as well as that you gain by doing things on the website, and you can use them for discounts on the website. Like you can use 100 of your hearts, which a lot of you have way more than 100 hearts. You can use it for 10% off of anything in the store there on the website. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the drawing here. Unless you got something else, let's say before we do this, Shannon.
Unconfirmed. HAMAS, trying to be code like, just announced that the sleeper cells have been activated. So get ready, guys. Again, it's unconfirmed, but just talk about that.
It's coming, all that type of information is being put out there to create fear. But remember what we said. No matter what happens, no matter if I never get to talk to you again, which I'm sure I will, but you got to walk in faith.
Right. Don't be scared. Be prepared.
That's right. So let's do a little drawing here. See who is going to be talking to me on the phone here in a few minutes. How did the Supernatural show win? Because I made a comment on when the show started. Okay, we can draw that again.
I was like, hey, we won. Wait, what?
I can talk to myself.
Or, I mean, don't we do that anyway?
I have to watch making comments because I won. Oh my gosh, that's okay. That's hilarious. We can draw that again. If I win it, no, I can't win again. I don't think so. Anyways, Diana, Truth Seeker. Yay, Diana. Awesome. So I'm not sure if Diana has a membership to Beyond the Veil or not. I can't recall. There's too much going on. But if not, I'm going to send you a puzzle. Okay, a supernatural puzzle. If you don't have a membership, if you already have a membership to Beyond the Veil, I'll send you a supernatural puzzle in the mail, which are available on the website in the Supernatural store. But so let me put this number up for you, Diana. Now, this number isn't for anyone else to be calling because I'm not going to answer it. And if you're not Diana calling, I'm going to be mad. But, well, maybe not mad, but just don't call it. So, but Diana, I want you to call this number. It's the 843-284-3343. Now, what you can do with that number, if you would like, is you can send text to that number. So you can text me at that number, and it's no problem. I want to hear from your texts and stuff. I can't always get back to everybody that sends a text. But if you send a text to that number, let me know about something or something you want to say to me, you can text me at that number. But for calling, I'm only going to be taking one phone call, and that's from Diana, Truth Seeker, as soon as we end the show here in just a moment. So hopefully you're writing that down or typing it into your phone, Diana. So, we're trying to do all these different little things and stuff to make the show work well, to try to promote the website so we can have the website, because it's not free and it takes a lot of time. I've been working harder I thought I was already working as hard as I could work, but now I'm literally working before I get out of bed and even all the way till I go to bed. And I'm really working hard for y'all guys to really build an awesome website. And I really hope that y'all guys will go there and become members that are not members already. Or maybe if you are a member, why not upgrade to the Beyond the Veil? I'm putting really good content Beyond the Veil on the website, and I hope that you'll consider doing that. Because truly, I'm building this to be the people's show and the people's website. And you'll see that's the direction of the website, especially if you're a member. Because like I'm building us a market right now where y'all guys can trade amongst yourselves and barter amongst yourselves. I'm building you a market that's going to be available. So it's going to be called the People's Market. I got the People's Library started where we're going to be keeping all these files of everything we want to do. I've got just all kinds of stuff going on the website and more ideas as I have time, I'm going to be building into the website, because I truly want to make this a place to where we can all come together and be able to communicate amongst ourselves, so that you don't feel alone, like there's nobody out there, because you can go there and you can meet the other members, you can contact them, you can say hi to John, or whatever, and you have the live chat area, which is in the lower right hand corner that you seen popping up earlier that wasn't closed. Hopefully that ain't happening, y'all guys. I'm gonna look at it and see what's causing that and see if I can't get it fixed. So don't do that when you close it. It should close.
I just want to give a little update. Lacey Lavender 1, she gets to move into her house tomorrow, guys.
Isn't that amazing?
Jesus.
That
We've
is
been following your progression, Lacey Lavender 1, and I'm so excited that you get to move into your house.
That is awesome, Lacey. Golly, I remember we've been kind of following her now, and she's a member of the website. We've been following her now for about a month, and she's a lady who was in a wheelchair, struggling to get her batteries charged so she could get around, because she was homeless.
No,
And we asked our guys to pray for her, and I asked Father to do this, and I ain't taking credit for anything, because Father in heaven gets credit for all things. But yeah, we were really hoping that it would work out for you, and hallelujah, she's got her house. I know she was working on that. That is awesome. Thank you, Lord. That is such
God is so good.
that is such a beautiful thing. Whew. Awesome. That's good news.
Yeah. We needed some good news today.
Good news is good. See that? She goes from being homeless in a wheelchair trying to charge her batteries at gas stations and different places to now she's got her a house. So that's awesome. God is good. Well, guys, with that being said, I reckon we're going to get out of here today. And we're going to try to be going live. We're trying to get nailed down where we're at noon Eastern time every day, but something always pushes us a little bit. Mainly it's me struggling to get everything together and ready and everything that I'm doing, but we're going to keep pushing to try to get to noon for supernatural reasons. We want to be at noon. It's a powerful time of the day, and reminds me a lot of biblical things. So we're going to work on doing that. And anything else, Shannon, before we get out of here?
Please like, share, and subscribe. Keep an eye out for some of our guests that we've had on. They have a few channels themselves. Our friend Dan Kennedy just got a channel himself, really helping people in deliverance, getting rid of the strong man. Then we also have Remote Viewer 57, who has a wonderful prayer session with his friends and people who pay attention to his channel, and I've been a part of a lot of those, and they're just absolutely lovely. So go ahead, give them a subscription to their channels, check them out, and keep your community around. On the website, all of the lovely people who are a part of it. Don't be shy. Communicate, get to know each other, because this is our spiritual family, and we need to keep each other close and informed. And thank you all for being a part of our website, for coming to check out our live shows, and really just being a part of the spiritual family. I know a lot of us have felt alone, and you're not alone, because we're all connecting together now, and praise Jesus for that. Anyways, I just wanted to put that out there.
Father put it on my heart quite a while back that I had to build a home for where people could go that felt alone, because I kept hearing it all the time. People would send me messages. I have nobody to talk to. Nobody understands me. They think I'm crazy. All these things. And so it was put on my heart to build a home for everybody. And this is the best way I can do it for now. So I hope y'all guys take advantage of it, enjoy it, and we'll be back again. Today's Monday. We'll be back again on Wednesday, and of course Friday, sometimes Saturday, sometimes Sunday, sometimes Tuesday and Thursdays. But for sure, we're going to be trying to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and we're going to try to get closer and closer to hitting noon Eastern time or 9 a.m. Pacific out there. So, with that being said, we love you.
Don't be scared. Be prepared, and just remember to love your enemy, even though it's hard. Love everyone. Love your enemy. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Give Jesus your love. All right.
Indeed. Till next time. Bye bye. Love you.